Welcome to the CyberFed Show. I'm Dan Manson. I teach computer information systems at Cal Poly Pomona. Each week, this broadcast will cover the world of cybersecurity competitions, similar to a sports show. We believe cybersecurity competitions are like a sport. In these shows, we drill down into competitions and provide stories, scores, and statistics. We believe those that participate in competitions are cyber athletes, with the same training, passion, and coolness, plus a few additions. The opportunities for these athletes to go pro is much greater, and in our world today, we are falling behind our real competition. Let's get started. Wikipedia defines a booster club as an organization that is formed to support a sports team or organization through fundraising and coordinating efforts. In the fast-growing world of cybersecurity competitions, we are seeing the growth of cyber booster clubs. Some cyber booster clubs support a particular school, while others have much larger goals. The Women's Society of Cyberjutsu is a national booster club for increasing the number of girls and women in cybersecurity through education, training, and competitions. We spoke by Skype recently with Lisa Foreman-Jiggets, WSC President and CEO, and Marcel Lee, WSC Director of Education. Welcome, Lisa, Marcel, to the CyberFed Show. What did competitions give you that you weren't able to get just taking classes or studying for a certification?
Well, I think with the solving the different challenges and puzzles and whatnot, you're sort of forced to figure out how to solve problems, come up with solutions for different types of things. Like I always tell my students for my forensics classes that the whole reason I got into digital forensics in the first place was from doing a competition. And I don't know that I would have ever even been exposed to digital forensics, at least not, that early on in my career otherwise. So yeah, it's really that exposure to new things that I love about it.
And now you're playing on competitions today. In fact, you play on competition teams with Lisa. Lisa, what is the competition experience like for you?
I love it. I just love, I really wanted to have an all-women team to prove that, we can do it too. But personally, I'm just a competitor, so, I probably would have been on an all-guys team, but I couldn't get on a team. Like, I didn't know how to get on a team. So I was like, well, we have an organization, we have women, we're going to start our own team.
And you also started an organization, Women's Society of Cyberjutsu. It's a cool name. Can you talk about how you started WSC and what it does?
Yeah, so WSC is the Women's Society of Cyberjutsu, and we're a nonprofit whose mission is to advance women and girls in cybersecurity and STEM, respectively. What really prompted me to start the group was, almost for selfish reasons. I didn't have a group that I felt comfortable going to, because I was part of some other hacker groups that were all guys, of course, and it fell apart, and I didn't have anywhere to go. And I said, you know what? I know some stuff now. I'm going to start a group. And, first workshop, we had 12 or so women come out, and it hasn't stopped since then. And,
what is the age range for WSC, and what are some of the activities that you do?
So we have from, 18 all the way up to, I want to say even 60, right, Marcel? I mean, we have it all. And our main focus is hands-on training. So we do a lot of workshops and classes to supplement, theory or self-studying that, or something you didn't grasp. So we'll have a workshop, and we're talking really technical topics in cyber, so pen testing, web app pen testing, forensics, those types of things.
And your organization is spreading. What are the cities that you have it in now, and what are some of your plans for the future?
Yeah, so right now we are in 6 cities, and we are deploying 2 more chapters. So right now we're in DC, Chicago, Raleigh-Durham, Los Angeles, Houston, and did I say Chicago? And we're deploying a Baltimore chapter as well as one in San Francisco Bay Area. So the
Very
plan
cool.
is for somebody to step up and start doing what we do here in DC so they can have on-site workshops as well.
Marcel, what is the age that you think kids should start playing in cybersecurity competitions?
Elementary school, really. I mean, you've got to get them interested young, right? And I think there's been plenty of studies about girls in STEM and how you have to catch them before really, well, definitely before high school, preferably before middle school. But it's one of those kind of things that I feel like could be just woven into curriculum at the elementary school level. And kids like competition, so that makes it fun for them.
What is it that you would say to a 12-year-old girl, or perhaps her parents, about the value of being involved in cybersecurity competitions?
Well, and I do say this when I speak to different groups, but I tell them that it's a great way to first of all get exposure just to the whole field. Um, and also it's a great way to sort of get out there yourself in terms of people knowing that you're interested in that. It's kind of ironic, I think, in the whole field of infosec that networking is very, very important. But many people in the field are not particularly the most outgoing, so it's uh, it's sort of a catch-22. So doing the competitions kind of helps people come out of their shell, if you will, because you're
Mhm.
forced to be a bit of a performer, if you will.
I think sometimes people have an opinion of cybersecurity as a solitary activity, that it's just one person sitting behind a laptop computer and looking at that screen. But in competitions, isn't the experience much broader than that?
I mean, there are competitions that you can do individually, but most of them are team-based, and those sort of core skills, if you will, of working with a team are a critical piece of most of the competitions and really valuable learning experience.
What would you like to say to schools and professional associations and companies in terms of what they can do to be more involved in these activities?
Open up your doors, internships, mentorship. Um, you, the companies want qualified professionals. Don't rely so much on the schools or, folks having to self-study and coming out with a certification and still not knowing what they're doing. Do some hand holding, bring them in for training, and you're grooming that person, right? So somebody that's really passionate is going to put their all into it, and I think you're going to build value that way internally. Just take a chance, and reach out. I wish somebody would have done that with me.
Lisa, Marcel, it's great to see what you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you be involved even more and spreading WSC across the country. Thank you for being on CyberFed today.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Dan.
thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
If you have a competition you would like us to cover in a future show, please contact us at cyberfed.org. I'm Dan Manson. See you next week.